Good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for this short press statement or conference. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, I would like to emphasize that our priority is our needs as a people and country. On that note, my overseas engagements is a reflection of that. That is why I chose which engagements I should attend. I'm trying to cut down, of course, on my overseas engagements to save costs, whilst at the same time participating in strategic engagements that can benefit our people and country directly. In short, as your Prime Minister, I have to balance my overseas engagements with my domestic duties as well, all with a view of serving our people. That said, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and External Trade represented us at the United Nations General Assembly and now at the CHOGM in Apia. To say that Solomon Islands is not represented at these international forums is wrong and not true. We attended these two forums and our voice was heard and our presence felt. It was only me and my officials who did not attend these meetings. I'm surprised, therefore, that I'm being criticized for trying to save money. It appears that the leader of opposition is in automatic criticize mode, and he criticizes just for the sake of criticizing. We live in a global community, and with the ever rapidly changing international environment, we must be strategic in our engagements and partnerships. This world is becoming a multipolar world, and the Gulf region is set to become more vibrant and a major player in global affairs. Saudi Arabia, for example, is both an ally of the United States and China in the Gulf region. Abu Dhabi is one of the Gulf states that recognizes Israel. We are partners with these two countries. We want to build trade relations and strategic partnerships with these two countries that will spur on growth and development in our country. With regards to the inauguration of the new Indonesian president, ladies and gentlemen, together with the prime ministers of Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, and several heads of states and heads of government, I participated at that inauguration, the inauguration of the 8th President of Indonesia, His Excellency Prabowo Subianto, on 20th October 2024. While it was an experience to participate in the ceremony itself, the benefits of the visit transpired in my bilateral meeting with the new president following the inauguration. His Excellency President Prabowo Subianto genuinely expressed his gratitude for my acceptance of his invitation to the inauguration, that is, of both the President and his Vice President. I thanked the President of Indonesia. I thank the President for Indonesia's contribution to the 2023 Pacific Games through the Friendship Hall and the Polyclinic that we hope to hand over to the Seventh-day Adventist Church before the end of 2024. I also acknowledged Indonesia's support through the provision of scholarships for our students and a small grant to the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. We have previously also signed a reciprocal visa agreement with Indonesia for diplomatic and official passport holders. We are ready to sign two memorandums of understanding, one on cooperation in education, and the other on police cooperation. We are also jointly working on an air services agreement between Solomon Islands and Indonesia. During my bilateral meeting with President Subianto, he directed his Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Director for the Pacific Program to put together a high-level mission to travel to Honiara in January 2025, covering several sectors. I mean, the delegation will be covering several sectors, their delegation. This includes infrastructure, shipbuilding, domestic aircrafts, education, agriculture, fisheries, women and youth, sports facilities, with a view to identifying priorities that both countries, both Indonesia and Solomon Islands, can focus on to enhance our bilateral cooperation and relations. This visit will be followed by a reciprocal visit from Solomon Islands, equipped with detailed project proposals to be discussed, agreed, and of course to explore modalities of funding for those agreements or proposals. Indonesia is a large manufacturer of ships and small aircrafts that could possibly provide a new market for Solomon Islands, especially for design and built fit-for-purpose ships that could be of interest to our businesses and to Solomon Islands in relation to domestic aircrafts. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, my visit has opened a new door of cooperation at the highest level between our two governments. This is rare in any international relationship, but we now have established this with Indonesia, and I believe it will translate into much economic benefits to Solomon Islands in the next few years. In relation to the ongoing issues relating to West Papua, the GNAT government believes that the best way to address this issue is to work with Indonesia to ensure they address human rights violations and adopt strategies that would address issues such as land rights or access to land and resources. Like the DCGA government, the GNAT government respects Indonesia's sovereignty and will continue to work with Indonesia on diplomatic solutions and through the UN process or processes that are already in existence. As you know, Solomon Islands, as a Christian country, condemns all human rights violations wherever it happens. Of course, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights is the leading UN agency or body to deal with human rights violations.